roll crew calls at 7.
Órale, so it goes on to like 10.
Sí.
Awesome, dude. That was like easy. I've covered them before, but I didn't get them.
We did idea school.
Oh, okay, okay.
We did that one. Like that was in Dina.
Ten more. Órale. Ten more. Are you, who else is on?
Are you a one-man band?
No, Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you were Johnny. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. We're
I thought you were a one-man band for a second.
Oh, no.
Okay.
She can though. She's yields her own. Yeah.
Yeah.
The camera's right here. It's ready to go. It's recording.
Sorry, we're still waiting for a family member.
Are you good?
So it's gonna be 3 or 2?
It's possible it will be 3.
Okay.
So we just give me another chair.
Okay.
You want me to put one of those?
No.
One of those?
I want to get a red one.
Oh.
It's a visual. Sorry.
These,
Sorry.
right? Go for it.
No.
Go for it. No.
Are you sure? I got it. Thank you. Just we'll have it over here just in case. Thank you. Can we just put it right here? And then we'll decide if we need it. Okay.
Tired.
No más es carita, eh?
Just the looks, bro.
It's not just the looks.
Get my good side.
Yes,
Que me
yeah.
vea más pussy, no.
¿No?
I know it. In the chair.
Strut it.
Work it, baby.
Claro. Do you have jury duty is tomorrow? Really? But I think we did. I've always had the idea that we can't go for the meeting.
No, it is.
That's what I thought, but it's not true, is it? We still gotta show up. I mean, I showed up once and I told them and they're like, go to media, and then they're like, oh, okay, that's fine, I get it. A lo mejor por eso me cancelaron, güey, porque le puse que era journalist ahí. Yeah, o sea, una vez sí fui, but it was canceled and like I got selected again and I told them and then like I got resisted. Yeah, probably, I filled out my shit and I think that's why they didn't buy that. Yeah, we can, right?
I mean, what's good for me?
But I thought we said it because like that's what like says that like they ask you like not what how much you're there, and it'd be like this, you know, like like directions like all the media, so it's like, you know. Exactly.
And I heard, I thought Nicole came as well.
Oh, yeah. Next time I'm like I'm choosing most I tell everything by team. Oh,
It means
You can connect to the one here, no?
Yeah, this one's good.
There's one here.
Are they?
yeah, they're warm.
Room temperature?
Yeah.
Just shrug it, you won't feel it, bro.
Yeah.
Hola.
Are you your other family members? Because they have the sugar, you know.
Did it work?
¿Tienes otra?
I know, right? Well, for me, it's the cousin. So, I'm assuming I stay with you.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot better than
Ya cuando nos quedamos en la bolsa.
Yeah.
Es lo único que falta. No tengo que escoger. Las peleas ya están.
You stay on it?
Carlos.
No. Las discusiones también.
I don't know.
Ay,
Just go with the flow. Like work? Yeah, I work.
Slow, bro.
Same thing. Easy money. That's a hologram machine, bro.
Yeah,
time
but
and a
that one,
half,
bro.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, oh my god.
With this one, they're gonna be able to see us.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
the
no,
No, it's because it.
See that? But that's a hologram, and then from there they're gonna see us.
Yeah, they give us like 3 different options. You can take the break,
Claro.
get it paid, of course, or
So,
work it,
Jesus va a ser
get
el
time and a half
fiscal.
with a float day,
Yeah.
The devil.
or
Yeah.
do the double and
How about?
That's crazy. Obviously,
yeah, I always take the money and run. You're not like a robbery.
You have to.
Yeah.
Valley, bro. Valley. We all live in that big tanker crash or whatever. The tanker?
Oh no, I think I was off already.
You missed out.
Yeah, Johnny, were you there?
So we'll start. You can stand on this side. Yeah, the other side that'd be great. Si gusta este lado, you can stand on this side. That's fine. Yeah, you can just go.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, I think we're ready. Good morning, everyone. As many of you know, 2 years ago, our office indicted Ms. Phoebe Copas for the murder of Daniel Piedra Garcia for shooting him in the head while he was driving an Uber and transporting her from a motel on the west side of El Paso to Speaking Rock Casino in the Lower Valley. The police investigation revealed that Mr. Piedra was driving Ms. Copas initially on I-10 East to the Spaghetti Bowl, to the changeover to Loop 375 East. This is the same pathway that the directions on the phone showed was the quickest route to Speaking Rock Casino. Ms. Copas told police investigators that she shot Mr. Piedra because she feared that she was being kidnapped, taken to Juarez, and that is why she felt she had to shoot him. As you may know, 2 months ago, while the case was pending, while the case was getting ready for trial, Ms. Copas passed away. She was found non-responsive in a hotel room here in El Paso. An autopsy was conducted, and Ms. Copas was determined to have passed away from an obstruction in her intestine, and her death has been ruled by the medical examiner's office to be natural. As a result of her passing, we cannot continue the criminal prosecution against her. And so today, our office formally submitted a motion to dismiss the case, and this will conclude the court proceedings in the case. Obviously, this has left both Mr. Piedra's family and presumably Ms. Copas' family unvindicated. No one is receiving the justice that they feel they deserve, and certainly that this community deserves from having a trial. under the laws of the state of Texas, if someone claims to act in self-defense, it's not enough that they felt a subjective, honest belief that they needed to act. Under the law, a person's belief that they had to act in self-defense is also required to be objectively reasonable, meaning that an ordinary person in the same circumstances would have felt the need to act in self-defense. Our burden at trial as the state would have required us to disprove any belief that self-defense was required. And we are confident that had this case proceeded to trial, a jury of El Pasoans would have convicted Ms. Copas. We would have been able to prove that her use of force was objectively unreasonable and unnecessary. But of course, that trial will not happen anymore. And so, as many of you know that have covered the courts, once a trial happens and in the instances that a conviction is obtained, after the trial there is an opportunity for the victim's family to give an impact statement and to relay how the offense has affected them, who their loved one was, and the family of Mr. Piedra Garcia has been denied that opportunity because of Ms. Copas' untimely passing. And so I thought it was important, despite the dismissal, to give an opportunity to his family to let the community know who Daniel was and what his loss means to them. I'm joined by his family this morning. I understand that his niece, Didi Lopez, and his sister-in-law, Patricia Piedra, are speaking on behalf of the family.
I want to start off by thanking the community and the media, the community for showing all their support. The community was our voice during this time because we didn't want to speak out, because we didn't want to give any reason to mess with the trial. And the community, the media has also given me a chance to speak to everyone, to just show who my uncle was. So giving us the opportunity to speak gets to remind everyone that my uncle was the victim, and we're the victim's family. He was taken in such a senseless way when all he was trying to do was get back on his feet after his injury, and that takes to show you the kind of person that he was, because he was supposed to be resting, but instead he put himself out there to try to provide an income for his family. He wasn't a criminal. He didn't have a criminal record. You can look him up. He didn't even have a traffic ticket. They mentioned someone by the same name. That was not him. He wasn't a kidnapper. Uber had already said that he was going the right way and he was taking her to her destination. Sorry. He also wasn't abusing drugs. On his last day in the hospital, he was on really hard drugs, and they were trying to help him, not suffer on his last days. So he was not abusing drugs, like it's been said. He was loving, really funny, hardworking, someone who would literally give you the back off his shirt. I can tell you a little bit of the impact that he had. He was only Ubering for 2 weeks, and he met another Uber driver within that small amount of time, and he impacted him so much that when he heard the news, he went looking in different hospitals to try to find him. That's the kind of impact that my uncle had on people. And I can't sit here and say that this is us putting this behind us, no longer coming to court, because it's not. My uncle's not here anymore. He's not coming back. This has left a huge hole in our lives. This process has been exhausting. Being here has taken such a huge emotional toll on all of us. I don't think that it's fair the way that he was taken. No one deserves that. He didn't deserve that. It's not fair that he's no longer here because someone just made a rash decision. I miss him so much. He's not here to make us laugh anymore. He's not here to have his weekly coffee with my grandma. I don't hear him talking to my mom anymore. They would talk every day. They were like best friends. It hurts me seeing how much this has impacted them. When it first happened, it would hurt me so much to see my mom crying in the middle of the night because I know that it impacted her so much. They would talk every single day. That was her best friend. I just want to say thank you all so much for giving us this time to speak and just again remind you all that my uncle was the victim. He wasn't a kidnapper, he wasn't a criminal, he was just a hardworking man.
Buenas tardes. La terrible tragedia que nos ocurrió, ¿verdad? Con el asesinato de mi cuñado, pues nos ha afectado a toda la familia, especialmente para mí. Yo que he vivido con mi esposo, yo he visto cada día sufrir y ver que no se hacía justicia y pues por esta persona que vino a asesinarlo, pues tampoco va a haber justicia. El desespero de que no hubo un juicio para la señora asesina, sí nos pone en un más triste el sufrimiento de su familia, en familia, ¿verdad? No se vale que aparte de todo esto los abogados quieran desprestigiar la memoria de mi cuñado cuando él siempre trató de hacer el bien. Fue una persona sumamente buena. Aquí lo que dijo mi sobrina es todo, o sea, no puedo explicar más mejor. Y pues nos cambió a todos la vida, a toda la familia. Y solo deseo que su memoria quede libre de todo lo que, el desprestigio que hicieron, que trataron de hacer con él. Y que descanse en paz. Y que Dios hizo la justicia aquí, que él merecía. Es todo.
I appreciate you all coming today. I don't think this is a chance really for them to speak, and so I don't think we'll be taking any questions. Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. Thanks, guys.